Okay. Now, someone wants to speak with me. So, first, let's have a... Oh, actually, before we do that... defend party... Yeah, defend party, default, protector. Barak will focus on protecting the party. At the start of combat, he will use Bond of Honor on an ally, maintaining his phalanx stance, and attempt to get the attention of as many enemies as possible. If an ally is in danger, Barak will attempt to use Defender's Charge to aid them. Warrior, Barak will focus on dealing damage effectively. He will use his Bond of Honor ability on other damage dealers and aggressively make use of Defender's Charge. No, I want you to be Protector, please. There we go. Do I have an AI? I do, apparently. Defend myself! No. No, we're going to defend our pack. Alright, let's have a quick chat then, shall we? Since you actually do want to talk. I could talk with Barak a lot, but I'm going to wait until Barak wants to speak with me. Maybe. How do you do that? First looks at you with a quizzical expression. Do what? Back in the Archon's war tent, you cast an edict as casually as reading a supply shipment. How do you do that? Well, I've done it before. You cast the Edict of Fire on the Vellum Citadel. I heard about it. How Kairos' anger raised a volcano from under the sage's own fortress. That was some impressive work. Yeah, Conquest. Yeah, that was me, all right. Well, call me impressed. Considering that you've read the words of Kairos more than once, I'm surprised that you're even alive to tell of it. Your vocal cords should have turned to ash by now. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable, it's just worth recognizing what you've done. Not only are you Tunon's Fatebinder, you're the mouthpiece of the Overlord. Give me plenty of reason to stick around. You're going places, and I want to see where they lead. I think I've talked to you enough, but if you say so, I have some questions about you.
What do you need?
Is there anything else I want to talk about here? I mean, we could deal, I guess. Yeah. You know a thing or two about fighting the Scarlet Chorus, care to duel?
That would be an understatement, and I thought you'd never ask. Since you're obviously at a huge disadvantage, I'll let you pick our weapon of choice.
Okay. You're wielding knives.
Exotic. Good choice. I'll leave you to guess which one is my dominant hand.
Alright. Aavak gained 5 dual-wielding skill ranks. Wow. Burst slashes and parries with an unrestrained ferocity. At times it becomes difficult to follow her movements. After taking more than a few cuts, you learn to relax your eyes and better follow the subtle motions of her dance.
You held your own. Call me impressed. Need anything else, or did I tire you out?
I mean... we'll have to dance in a different way for that to happen. We'll talk again later. Right. Haha! I can now grab this, yes! Heavy bronze cuirass, a whetstone I will take. Yes, please. More subterfuge. And with that, as much as I want to backtrack, oh my god, do I want to backtrack. We're not going to do that. Not going to do that at all. Not for one chest. It would take me 2 hours. Well, 2 hours is not so bad, actually. One chest, though. Yeah, we can go to midday, but then it's going to take me like 4 hours to get down. No. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go for the loot. Loot! Your path is blocked by a small group of Vendrian guard. You can go no farther until you deal with them. Excellent. Hello?
That's far enough, Fatebinder.
A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcropping. Flashes of aquamarine body paint. The blue body pigment, bladed staff, and complex braided attire are the traditional trappings of the School of Tide. According to Fatebinder Rogalis, the majority of the school fled before the coming of Kairos. The remainder were last seen during the first campaign in Vendrian's Well. The School of Tides traditionally studies the magic of water and grave light. The art of directing the moon's arcane light into baleful, searing energy. Well, it's in the middle of the day, so that shouldn't be too bad. Peek out from under her loose-fitting traveller's garb, and her outfit is festooned with braids and knots of the sailor's line. Flanked on either side by warriors dressed in Vendrian Guard regalia, the woman leans on an elaborate bladed staff, pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests draped over her arm. The blue flag is a symbol of diplomacy and truce recognized across most of the known world, and it is a custom the Tiersmen hold dear. To harm another person under the auspices of a blue flag is a grave offense. In both the Tiers and in Kairos Empire, the customary punishment is death. Okay, so she's come here to parley.
In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
Okay, missives. You have received a missive. Missives are a short message carried by birds between distant parts of Kairos Empire. Click on the missive icon or press V to open the missive interface and read your message. Can I do that while I'm in the chat? No. Okay. The woman bows deeply, lowering her head in a practiced display of etiquette. The warriors by her remain in a ready stance, their nerves clearly on edge. Okay. Run while you can. No. In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I abide by this truce.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kairos' way, but we must have hope.
Fair.
A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
Well. Okay, one of the leaders of the attack of Adrian Ruins, Tarkus Deimos, was subdued during the battle. In accordance with the Scarlet Chorus request, you ordered Deimos conscripted into the chorus. I mean, I remember the guy. We're done. I will not negotiate with that breakers. Assuming he's our prisoner, what would you offer in exchange? Sorry, that name means nothing to me. Tarkus Deimos is with the chorus now. What would you offer in exchange?
We would offer you 5 choirmen that got lost on patrol. They're healthy. Got other limbs, too.
I mean...
I would not have us barter with oathbreakers. Certainly not for anything less than disfavored lives.
Oh, really, Barak?
You say there's something worth less than a disfavored life. Call me intrigued.
Wow, verse. Tarkus Deimos is with the chorus now.
Then if we see him again, it will have to be as enemies.
She looks to the warriors on either side of her, shaking her head.
If I may make one more inquiry, what of Palox Tyrell? Did he survive?
Though you rarely have the luxury of matching names to the countless Tiersmen you've encountered, you are reasonably certain she is asking about the Vendrian Guard warrior that took Adrastus hostage at the Edgering ruins. He did not survive the encounter. I like that it is giving me knowledge my character would have. Okay. Nedad Oakbricker, whomever you will ask about next, I assure you nothing can be done. He is dead. No, she's here, Parley. I'm not gonna necessarily lie about it. She's asking me straight questions right now. She nods slowly, saying nothing for a long moment.
My apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start. I had no expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
They are enemies of Kairos, and I serve Kairos. I would like to ask some questions. I have some questions of you.
We shouldn't be socializing with Oathbreakers.
Not socializing, I am interrogating them. If you would shut up, then they might not realize it.
I will entertain them as best I can. After all, understanding is the only hope we have. What is it you wish to know?
All right. So, why do you resist Kairos? What are you trying to save?
I grew up without my knee bent to Kairos, and if I'm going to bow to someone, let it be another Tiersman. We've ruled ourselves just fine for centuries, so we'll give our lives so that our sons and daughters might rule themselves.
Okay. The younger realms are beset with constant battle. You prefer that to Kairos' order? I mean, those were really free in the tiers. Why fight against Kairos' equality? I mean, there's a certain rule to that. What makes you think you have a chance? But a mage like you would not be the subject of such superstition and fear in the Kairos reign. I'm gonna go with this one.
I doubt life is any better sworn to some mad archon. I'd rather stand with my fellow Tiersmen. Or, I suppose, stand immediately behind them in the event of an attack.
At that remark, the soldiers flanking her exchange shocked looks. Ebb turns her focus to her compatriots.
Yeah, you heard me. Way things were years back, you'd all be calling me a water witch and conspiring to sell me out to the nearest sage. Just because I'm helping you stop Kairos doesn't mean I've forgotten the hospitality of ages past.
Aha! Sowing dissent amongst the ranks. You see, Barik? Let a Fatebinder do his job.
And people wonder why the Tiersmen could never unite in time to fight back. It's refreshing to see that some things never change.
Okay. Well, the younger realms were beset with constant battle. You'd prefer that to Kairos' order.
You make conflict sound like a bad thing. Yes, the younger realms saw frequent battles, but it was never this wholesale slaughter like we've seen of late. No Tiersman ever cast an edict on the soil, or forced prisoners to kill each other, or butchered beastmen tribes.
Oh, that probably stings a bit for my character. Ouch. What makes you think you have a chance?
Oh, we don't. Those who believed Kairos could be stopped all died years ago, in the first wave of fighting. It's not about the hope of victory. It's about the hope of inspiring others. It is very likely we will fall here in Vendrian's Well. But perhaps others will arise elsewhere.
I kind of respect that, honestly. So, let's ask of something else. She nods, silently awaiting your follow-up. Were there prisoner swaps in the past?
That is our way, Binder. Here in the south, only thugs and bandits kill prisoners. The younger realms may be guilty of constant fighting, but we never slay each other when the battle's long over. We're not about to change that now.
Fair.
As a rule, Kairos' forces haven't been keen on swapping prisoners. But I know our disfavored prisoners aren't prisoners anymore. I just assumed they were swapped for some of our own.
That's interesting. That's very interesting, actually. Who's in charge of the insurrection?
Listen to you. Thinking just like the Overlord wants you to think. There always has to be a person in charge or things don't make sense. Well, we don't answer to anyone. We are each of us sons and daughters of the Tiers, and take this task upon ourselves freely. But Captain Tarkus Ari, former Falksman of Queen Vendrian Alanta, is the voice we trust when we seek unanimity.
I assume Tarkus Ari and Tarkus Demos are relations?
Yes. Deimos was Ari's brother. We were certain he was dead, but the captain takes family seriously, so I volunteered to find some answers. And now here we are.
How did you and your friends overthrow the garrison?
I would joke that the voices of Nerat left the gate unlatched, but dozens of warriors lost their lives taking the Citadel. There was no secret to it. We simply attacked with speed and certainty at a time when the Archons were elsewhere in the tiers. The Scarlet Chorus had a rout, and what few disfavored soldiers were present made an impressive showing. But they were surrounded and overwhelmed once the chorus fled.
Oh, okay, well, that confirms some things. Well, that's all.
Fair enough. But now a question for you.
I suppose fair is fair.
The Edict. I can feel its magic coursing through the air. Everyone can. But those of us enlightened to the currents of magic feel it most. The wording of the Edict. What was it?
Now, this is an interesting one. This is a really interesting one. Zenris Pax, I probably would be interested in that actually, though right now I'm kind of focusing on the story right now. But yeah, I will totally chat with you about that. I'm a little bit behind on my emails at the moment because there's super lots of things going on in my life, namely having to find a new place to live, kind of short notice. So if you have emailed me, then it's probably sitting in there to be replied to. If you haven't, that's a good way to contact me. Now, see, there's two things I could do here. One, not tell them, because it isn't theirs to know. But right now we're having a pleasant discourse. But that is a rather important thing, because it affects all of Kairos' troops as well. If I told them, if I glare silently, then that ends this discussion. But if I told them, then they would know that Kairos is potentially going to lose the armies of these two Archons. But what use is that knowledge? They could try and grind it to a standstill just to die and cause as much collateral damage as they could as they die. They already think they're going to. So they've already made their peace with not living through this. If they could take two of Kairos' Archons and their forces and whatever other Archons are here as well with them, I mean, we already know there was the one that was stoned, but I think they've already been punished by Kairos or something. But then they might well take that. They might well fight with renewed vigor. They only have to last for a few days until it wipes everything out. Alternatively, if they actually want to live, then they might be more inclined to be, all right, then fine. We don't really want to die. There's something in me now that the tactician in me wouldn't want to give them the upper hand. I don't think they value their lives enough here. They're hoping for others to rise up. They're fighting for their sons and daughters, to be fair, though, and they might not want them to die. But I think they might be willing to sacrifice it so that more the news could go elsewhere and maybe rouse a rebellion. That's what the tactical part of me thinks, that we should just glare silently. But I'm going to tell them there's something about that option that just kind of speaks to me right now. I don't know. I feel that they should at least be able to face their death, because it's not just the Archons and the disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus that deserve to know that their doom is rapidly approaching.
In the name of the vaunted North, the will of Kairos should be delivered with blade and hammer, not to the ears of oathbreakers and compromisers.
Curious. You did say all in the valley. So the edict will affect Kairos' forces? This is most unexpected.
I've told him what I needed to say. I'm not gonna correct that. It seems like more of a rhetorical question anyway.
So if the armies don't get us, the edict will. Well, thank you. I suppose it's good to know our days of anticipation will soon be over one way or another. I've another question for you, if you will entertain
Okay, you are
it.
actually exhausting my patience with this.
Are we really standing here and chatting with Oathbreakers? It's hard to watch, like cuddling a goat you're going to kill for dinner.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same thing with Verse. She's asked a lot of questions here. But I'll let you have one more.
When I was young, my parents told me the Tiers were special, and the Overlord's edicts and armies could never touch us. Seems I've been told a hefty sum of lies. So answer this honestly for me, please. Is it true that Tunon's Fatebinders can smell truth from falsehood?
Interesting. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't behoove me to.
Thanks for that. I could see why you'd want to foster the mystique all the same. The School of Tides would always tell commoners we didn't know how to summon drinkable water. Once they find out, you can't eat in peace. And Kairos' edicts. I have heard the sages speak at length that some of the edicts elsewhere in the world have been broken. How is this?
Okay. I'd like to build my lore. No, I'm going to glare silently on that one. That's not for her to know.
I assume in the interest of disinformation, you can neither confirm nor deny anything. So be it. In accordance to our most ancient customs, let us depart in honorable accord. May peace find you, Fatebinder.
Bows deeply, pounding his staff on the ground twice before turning to leave. Oh-ho! Oh-ho, there's lots of things here. I approve! Let me grab them. Yes. Oh, they're just...
Can't do that.
Just things. Oh, well. I will collect you. What's this? You can make out the faintest outline of soldiers' arms in the bottom of this pond, the victim of the previous... Really?
Slow and steady.
I would really
Sorry, I
like to
can't.
have a closer look, frankly. No, nothing in there. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is what I was waiting for.
Don't know about you, but I feel like fighting someone.
Sure. Potion of Elemental Barrier. Okay. Wow, you're a level 3? What the dickens? Okay, so... I'm gonna go with quickness for you. Pump that up a little bit more. And, okay, so duelist or skirmisher. I kind of like the idea of you being able to do a little bit of both, but... Mocking Iron requires one talent. Verse taunts her foes, enraging them and forcing them to attack. No. Know your enemy. When an enemy strikes first, she gains a passive bonus to dodge and parry. After a kill, Verse will strike twice with her attacks for a short time. Moves quickly about the battlefield, too quickly for enemies to engage her. Oh, okay. Verse pins the target's feet with an arrow, hobbling them so they move more slowly. Launch an arrow drenched in oil and covered in flames, sets foes on fire for much longer than burning iron. Attacks made with bows gain armor penetration, and while only wearing light armor, gain a bonus to dodge. I actually quite like this one. Fury's Rush. Too quickly for enemies to engage here. Save. Missive, the Will of Kairos. Aavak, word has reached this court that you have issued the Overlord's edict to the Archons of War and Secrets. Know that we understand fully the weight of this burden and appreciate the loyalty you show in its declaration. Provided you survive this span, your service will be duly recognized. As you navigate the idiosyncrasies and mutual antipathy of our overlords' war masters, remember that Kairos watches all with interest. Those who distinguish themselves, whether Fatebinder or Archon, have the opportunity to rise in the overlord's esteem. Even now, the northern courts whisper that the most successful of the two Archons will be granted rule over the whole of the peninsula. Similarly, your fortunes rest upon the decisions you make. Choose wisely. Thank him for the advice. Archon Tunon, allow me to express my deep appreciation for this opportunity. Few in the Empire have the honor of treating with the Archons, and fewer still of reading the empowered words of the Overlord. I endeavor always to emulate your exemplary foresight and judgment. I remain in all things your faithful servant. Sure. I love that. I'm actually sending messages. That's pretty cool. What is... Hey, you. Move it. Reading is super rare in this, from what I understand. It pains me to have to sneak.
Sorry, I can't.
But the fact that it may lead me to secrets means I'm going to. Anything over here? We've got this. The grasslands of the Tiers stretch far throughout the land. Much of it remains uninhabited and unclaimed by any faction. Okay. Well, that seems to be all there was for us in here, so that's fine. Moving on then. Ooh, wait. Did I get a new spell? I do not believe I did. Also, +1 quickness. Yes? Yes. Maybe, no, you know what? No. First you get it. I want you to be fast on your feet. That should do. Okay. Onwards. Encountered in Vendrian's Well. You're following the road through an expanse of scrubby woodland. Crooked oaks and dry-needled pines grasping towards the sky when you catch the sound of children's laughter filtering through the trees. Investigate the laughter. Sure. Abandoning the road, you make your way to a small tributary of the Matani snaking through the sparse forest. There you discover a group of 4 youths gathering beside the small stream. 2 of the children sit on rocks, poles in hand, staring patiently at the water. The other 2 are seated near the bucket, taking turns whacking eels along the ground to stun them and carving up eel meat. I'm going to speak to the children. You step out of the woods, drawing the attention of the children, who eye you warily. The eldest youth, almost a man grown, notes your heraldry and hawks a ball of phlegm into the reeds. I'm not just going to attack children. You raise your hands to calm the youngsters and ask if they've heard the tale of Pox and the elder boar of the Brennian Wood. When they look to one another without answer, you begin to spin the story for them. An odd and sometimes amusing yarn filled with epic adventure and dark mysticism. By the time you finish, the youths have become entirely absorbed in your story, utterly wrapped in their attention. The youngest of the children brings you an eel in exchange for your time. You thank them and return to the road to continue your journey. Okay. Boons and injuries. Well fed. Nice. That's actually pretty bloody good. Okay. Got a little bit of favour there. Nice. End encounter. Sniggling. It's kind of like tickling fish. Yeah, basically fishing with your... It's not quite the same as tickling fish out of the water. You are effectively fishing with your bare hands, though. Without a rod, sometimes you'll just stand there very still for a while. Your hand in the water, you just wait for the fish to pass over and then whoop, straight up. Right, up we go.
Got it.
Okay. And proximate action. Ah, man. I need more lore. Still worth getting. Alright, so. Scroll contains a magical expression which is used in spells that generate an aura. Ah. Well worth it in my opinion then. We've also got some. Ooh. Wow. More deflection, better recovery, and unarmed DPS. I mean, not exactly my style, but for now it's better than what I've got, so sure. I accept. Okay, onwards. That's all we came back for. MTB, I spec'd in Vigor. Right, Scarlet Chorus Camp. It's going to take me 4 hours to get down there. It's quite a long road. There we are. Alright. Okay, bits and bobs. Got water. I wonder if there's any kind of crafting system in this. What's this? A rotting body bearing Scarlet Chorus war paint is skewered upon a wooden plank. Take another step, I'll pin your foot to the dirt. Okay, let's have a watch of this. Also, while we're here, I'll just quietly... Oh man. Seriously, dude. Seriously. Pains me a little bit. Let's have a look over here. Subterfuge should get this one open.
Got it.
Anything else?
Moving cautiously.
No, doesn't look like it. Alright, let's get back and have a quick chat. Right, let's have a quick chat with these guys. It's ridiculous. We have bigger problems here. It proves everything the warrior slams her fists together in a resounding clap. Like, for instance, whether you're fit to lead that flock of children. Behind her, the members of her gang posture with weapons held at the ready. Quiet Shiv. Oh, I like that name. And Shivershank. I also like that one. Did you not hear the news of the edict? This is foolish distraction. We ought to be saving our fight for the enemy. The chorus warriors look to his gang, giving them a quick nod. I'm going to say nothing. And with the next battle being so important, all the more reason your warriors should follow me when the time comes. She lifts a lock of her hair away from her face with a bronze dagger, smiling wickedly as the blade hovers close to her eye. And it seems we have no other way about it. With a nod to his gang, he readies his weapon. I mean, there's no point in me joining, because then the whole point is who gets to lead the gang. I'm just going to remain silent and let them fight it out. Come, who of you will be first to meet my blade? The gang leader tosses a knife from one hand to the next. Yomp. Loots. Thank you. Also, now I can chat. What are you looking at? Nothing at the moment. You just killed
do that.
most of your army. It's fine. These chorus grounds, state your business or get lost. Well, my business is to put on these boots first and foremost. Slight armor. Is it better than what you've got? No, it's pretty much the same. We didn't really get much out of that. The guard places a hand on her belt as you approach, gripping the hilt of the blade. Past this point is chorus territory. You don't look like someone's conscript. You sure you're in the right place? Glares silently. The guard tenses up, locking eyes with you. That walking hulk of rust. What's she, maybe it doing here? I'm going to step in close and push her over. There we go. Before she can draw her blade, you advance. Place your foot behind hers and give her a stiff shove to the shoulder. Caught off balance, she tumbles backwards, triggering an outburst of laughter in the other guard. I can't believe you sassed the Fatebinder. You're such a stupid ponce. Didn't I tell you we had a special guest coming? The guard waves you in with a smile. Come on in, and don't let the ninny shitters in the camp give you any guff.